Well, I know the guys were excited to get back out there and play today against someone else. We got a long ways to go, especially on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball. That's something that we've been talking about for a while now. So at least we get a chance to see it on film, and now they can't just say it's, they tired of playing against each other, right? So something that we need to address, offensively. Again, we 27 assists on 39 field goals. I thought, we shared the ball. But our biggest concern right now, what I wanted to get out of this game, is I was looking for effort on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball. And, as me reviewing that game, that's just not good enough right now. But it's the preseason, so we got to use these next couple of days and couple of weeks to get ready and get better. It's going to take some time, but we got to get going quicker than what we did today. But overall, just that was really what this game was about. Was about seeing people out there rebounding, different lineups. Wanted to see different people, different lineups, different things like that. So we got a chance to take look at a couple of things. So, questions.
Red, you used a lot of different lineups, especially in the first half. Was that something that you came in today with a mind to do, that you wanted to look at those combinations?
Absolutely. I think this team is versatile. I think we can play big, we can play small, we can move a couple of people around. So we wanted to get a chance to look at some different lineups. We probably got 2 or 3 more lineups that we really want to look at. We're going to use these next preseason games to look at those. So again, this team is we can play some different lineups, and we got to look into all of that. I think that's the strength of the team.
Coach, what did you think of Jaquan and JJ's play tonight and how they sort of worked off of each other tonight?
I thought they played well on the offensive end. The defensive end is rebounding the basketball. They did a good job, but I challenge those guys. They should be getting 5 to 6 rebounds a game. But I thought they played well. I thought they shared the ball. Last couple of days, they haven't had a chance to play. We've been really keeping this thing competitive for the whole, preseason, and so they had a chance to play. We didn't know how that was going to work, but they really played well together.
Coach, we saw Eddie's role kind of as a initiator at the top of the key, setting a lot of DHO screens and kind of trying to pass from the top of the key a lot. How much was that? How much of that did you know you were going to get from him when you brought him in, and then how much has he showed you this summer to kind of put himself into that role for this season?
Well, if you watched Eddie, anybody, the one thing about him is he can pass the basketball. He can initiate offense, and I think he takes pressure off of our guards. I think JC and JJ, it allows those guys to get off the ball a little bit and just move and cut, and that's what Eddie is. He's a great passer. He can score the ball in the right situations. Again, so no surprise here. We expected that. When I put this team together, that's what I envisioned, being able to have a guy that can move the ball through our front court, and that's why he was really important for us to get.
And how do you like how many different actions you can run out of that?
I love it. What about you?
Just going to go a little deeper on what you like from those actions. I like the pick and roll that he ran with Lucas Taylor early in that game. What do you think you can do that you really couldn't do last year?
Well, I think the one thing about it is he is a threat around the basket, right? So the teams have to guard him. You just can't slack off him. And if you do, which teams will do, he can make you pay because he's a good passer. So we're screening, and then if he comes off the ball screen when he rolls, he still gets a lot of attention. And the thing about it is he goes to the glass. So you really got to guard him. You can't really just not guard him. But if you do, he's going to figure out a way to impact the game, whether it's making a pass or getting a rebound. He's really active. I think the one thing that was surprising, going back to your question, is how active and how mobile he really is. He can get up and down. He can step out on screens. He can roll to the rim. So I think he can make you pay if you don't guard him the right way.
You mentioned the different lineups you're trying out, but what was the dynamic with the starting 5? What were you thinking there?
I just, wanted to play with it a little bit. Obviously, I think, the next game will be a different lineup. I'm just looking at different lineups. And that team, the last couple of days, they really kind of gelled. So I just kind of wanted to see what that looked like. It had nothing to do with this guy or that guy or anything like that. It's just some lineups, and then again, we're running a competitive practice. All right, you got to earn it. You got to earn it, and so again, this is a team that has a lot of different lineups. I got a lot of decisions to make this year with this team, so I want to get a chance to see everything.
You mentioned all the different lineups. How do you strike a balance between wanting to see the combinations versus also giving some of those lineups a chance to be out there for a good length of time to get used to each other?
Well, we're using this game, preseason games, and practice, so we got enough time. Our practices are very competitive. We get up and down. We try to play a lot. So I think I get a chance to see, a combination of, the games and in practice.
Coach, as far as newcomers were concerned, Donnie Freeman led the way for you guys. What makes him so effective on the court? And I guess what are some things you're looking for him to improve on as well?
I was happy to see him go after 2 shots today. Donnie is he can impact the game on both ends of the floor. And like most freshmen, they want to impact it on one end of the floor. So, but I was happy to see that. Donnie can shoot it. He can score in the post. He made some great passes today. But it's really, like most freshmen on the defensive end where, we want to be able to, we need him to rebound. We need him to, protect the rim. He's a vertical guy. He can get up and block some shots. So we need him. We need a lot from him and from that position. So, but again, he's a guy that can, he can shoot threes. He can score around the basket. He can push it up the floor. He's very versatile. So again, my bar is very high for him. He knows that.
Coach, Jaquan Carlos led a double-double on offense, but can you speak about what he does defensively, just harassing other teams' guards?
Yeah, he makes it tough. He puts a lot of pressure on the ball, and he doesn't get beat a lot. He'll get beat every now and then, but he really makes it difficult for people to initiate offense. Now we just got to get the other 4 guys to step up with the pressure with him, and I think we'll be okay. But he makes it difficult on both ends of the floor. Offensively he puts pressure on the offense because he's pushing the ball, he's getting downhill, and defensively he pushes you out.
Coach, other than rebounding, what is some improvement that you want to see in the next exhibition game before you guys take on regular season opponents?
Keeping the ball in front of us, being more physical on contest. I thought we did a good job to a certain point, and then once the ball got below the line, I didn't think we had the physicality that we needed to have. But we got to guard the ball better and continue to rebound. But, just that defensive end is all I'm really focusing on for these next couple of games. We have to address and get better in those areas.
Coach, you have a lot of senior leadership on the team. Did you see maybe 1 or 2 players maybe step up today and kind of lead the team?
We got a great group of guys. It's an older group of guys. I think, I thought JJ, JC, Eddie, this group, they are a very close-knit group. And so I think they all kind of picked themselves up. But if I had to say the leaders, it would be JC, Eddie, and JJ. Those are the guys that really have the loudest voice on the team.
One more.
Coach, you implemented Naheem in the second half. What was it like to get him back? And was the plan just to ramp him up a little, give him some minutes in the second half?
With Naheem, he's really worked hard since he's been cleared, and he's lost a ton of weight. He's moving way better. So now I'm in that of trying to make the decision. I want to be careful. I want to get him to the season. So I want to obviously keep him going. But I thought he was great. He really gave us some good minutes. He stepped out on some ball screens, kept people in front, rebounded, ran. So I'm excited about his progress that he's made. But I'm always just mindful. He's a bigger guy, and foot injuries sometimes are tricky. So I want to get that good balance of just keeping him fresh and keeping him ready. But I was excited what he did in the time that he had today.
Thanks.
You got one more, go ahead.
We didn't see Chance Westry today. Was that just precautionary?
Still, I think Chance should be ready to go by next week. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he'll be ready to go. He's fine. We just got to precautionary things and make sure he's okay from his situation. But we're excited to get him back going too.